The rulebook doesn't say you have to tackle this journey of life alone. These are the times I make those connections with others, so we can all take a look back while we all move forward. This is the Dependent Independent Podcast.
Minisode.
Hey there, everyone. Thank you for downloading and listening to Minisode 58 and a half of the Dependent Independent Podcast. I'm your host, Nick G. This is my co-host, Nate G. This is a podcast about making connections, looking back while moving forward. We're doing something different because this is the first time we're firing up the studio, but this is technically a minisode. And in these minisodes, I get my listeners and subscribers caught up on what they missed in our last episode, what they can anticipate in future episodes, and what's been going on me since my last episode posted. Now, you can find everything TDI podcast, the Dependent Independent Podcast, at thedependentindependent.com, which is our website where you can follow our blog, stream the show, watch our previous minisodes, which we used to do in a former studio in another part of my house. And you can check out all of the Are You Listening? I Think You Should segments that I post on our website. If you're listening to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, any podcast app on iOS or Android, make sure that you hit the subscribe button because these shows, when do they post, Nate? When do they post? They post at midnight every Monday on all of your podcast apps. So as long as you subscribe, it'll immediately hit your feed and you can listen to it anytime you want. So you ready to go, buddy? Mm-hmm. Now, Nate is doing me a favor. Today is Monday, Memorial Day. It's the day we honor our fallen brave soldiers that have died in the line of duty to defend our freedom. I bet you didn't know that.
I did.
But it also is, and that's the most important, but it also is the start of summer, officially, the start of summer. So what I wanted to do is just talk to my son a little bit more about summer vacations. But before I do, can I talk about our last episode? Is that cool? Craziest thing, right? Remember the bacon? Okay, so we had this big 50th anniversary back in January. This woman walks up to me. I introduce myself. Her name is Steph. She's asking me what I'm doing. And it's the first time I tell a total stranger what my podcast is all about. It's cathartic, pretty exciting. And then later on that night, we're in the line at the bathroom. I get to know her husband, Todd, and Steph, and Dewey, my co-host, and I, or has been on the co-host on the show. And speaking of show, you can go and listen to our back catalog. How many shows do we have online, Nate?
50.
50. Well, it's 58 and a half. Okay, 58 episodes because it's a 200-episode podcast, but we have to count all the other like half-sodes, mini-sodes. It's probably like 90-something. So almost 100 shows we have online that people can listen to. And this is a journey to 200, so feel free to come along and join it with me. Now, I'm trying this. There's actually a monitor behind, and Nathan keeps checking it out, seeing if his hair looks good. Behind the camera here, we're in our new studio. It's pretty sweet. And I got my lighting. I think I like my lighting. What do you think about the lighting, Nate?
I love it.
Is it okay? All right, cool. I hear some people walking down the stairs, so hopefully they don't come down because they know we're taping. So Steph and Todd and I met at Tomfoolery Brewing Company, who hopefully will one day be the official sponsor of the TDI podcast. And we went back and forth on Facebook Messenger and everything. And finally, I was able to record episode 58 where I went to their house. I took a Lyft. You know what that is, Nate? You grab your phone and you say, I need a ride. And someone looks at their app and needs a ride and they come and take you there. And then you pay for it on the thing, which is pretty sweet. So I went to their house. We had bacon, beer. We talked the pivots of marriage. I've heard some feedback that for married couples and those that are married would benefit from listening to the show. It's an awesome show. I like the fact that as I'm going through this, the shows are getting better, the content's getting better, or more compelling, because that's what I want to do for you. I not only want to go on this journey, but I want to grow with you by sharing the stories and some stories we're going to share today. I got to tell you about my summer vacation. So crazy thing, right? Go listen to the show, but I found out, guess what? Did I tell you this, Nate? So Todd and Steph said that they were looking to move to this neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And what they did was they shot me a picture of the house they were going to buy before they moved to where they live now in West Berlin, the home of the Union Pork Company, which is where they make their bacon. So you got to check them out too. I'll put the hyperlink in the show notes where you can check that out. They can go on and what kind of bacon do we have for dinner the other day?
5-spice, maple, and regular.
And regular. So we had it was good. What do you mean regular? Oh, naked. They call it naked bacon. But it was delicious, right? And that was our dinner because that was a night where we decided to eat anything that was in the kitchen. So, Nate, I was talking. Yes. So Steph sends me a picture of a house. Guess what house it is?
What?
Guess what house they were going to buy?
Our house?
Our house, yep. Our house. So they were going to buy our house. How crazy is that? So it's fate. It's a coincidence. What, serendipitous? You know what that means? We'll look that up on your phone dictionary. Is that cool? Okay. You got to keep doing that, by the way.
My iPad doesn't work.
Well, we'll buy you another iPod. No, we won't. If you get good grades this year, maybe we'll do that. So that was episode 58. But how crazy is that that happened? And I think I want to hang more with Todd and Steph. I'd like you guys to come down here and check out the studio. I think that'll be great. And Nate, does your hair look good? You can keep making faces. You know, the audience is just going to see you doing that. And that's fine. Doesn't always cooperate, but I'm glad he's helped me out on this Memorial Day. So, Nate, let's talk about what's been going on since the show posted. What's been going on with you in the last week? How's baseball?
Good.
Yeah. Soccer?
Good.
Is that the depth of detail we're going to get on how things are going?
Good.
Okay. All right. Perfect. My work job's been going great. It's amazing how, and I'll and hopefully I think it's going to post soon. I mentioned in a past episode that Nate, I was a guest host on 3 podcasts. 2 of them already posted, but now we have 1 more. And it's with Nasar Ahmed from the Career Metis podcast. And that is a podcast that I specifically just talked about what I do for a living, what inspires me. You know, that stuff I talk about all the time at dinner. And as soon as I get that link and that's posted, I'll throw that up on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Facebook at the Dependent Independent Podcast page, YouTube, right? And all the hyperlinks are in the show notes. Pretty much anywhere on the internet you can find us. We built somewhat of a brand and the past 2.5 years. So work's been going great. But the reason why I want to have you on the show is about summer vacation, right? You have a summer vacation all the time. What are you excited about for a summer vacation? Because I know when Memorial Day hit when I was a kid, summer vacation was awesome.
What I want?
What do you want to do this summer? Let's scooch up, buddy.
I want to go to Pittsburgh.
Okay. Get up. All right. The audience can see you. So what do you mean? You want to go to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
You know, but where are we going this summer? You can back up. This is great. I love this direction. What else? Nate was at a sleepover last night. 2:45 in the morning he went to bed. So you smell like someone, Nate, that went to bed at 2:45 in the morning. Just telling you, buddy.
Disney. We're going to Disney.
We're going to Disney, right, at the end of June. What do you think? What do you when you go on summer vacation? What do you want to get done over summer vacation? Any goals you have over summer vacation, or just to have fun?
Just have fun.
Because you don't have to go to school anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to study.
I still have to make a poster for school.
So you have homework. Really? They give you homework at 9 years old over the summer? We used to have summer reading.
No, I just have to make a poster for my project.
Okay. We used to do summer reading. They would tell us we had to read 3 books. You know, Nate, I used to do book reports in school on movies, and I would watch the movie rather than read the book, and I'd buy the book and do that. That's bad. Don't ever do that. I can't believe my father let me do that. So speaking about my dad, right, Nate, did you know, right, when I was 9 years old, I lived with my grandmother, right, for 3 years before, and then I moved to with my dad on August 4th, 1985. And then I met my best friend, Tony, the next day. See, Nate, we had a public pool in our apartment complex, and everyone congregated there. So in the summer, when everyone was off from school, everyone went to the pool. And as I got older, Nate, guess what I would do, right? I would go to bed real late at night, like you did last night, and I would sleep till like 1 in the afternoon. I would go to the pool for 4 or 5 hours. We'd listen to Beastie Boys. You know who they are? No. It's a rap group back then, right? And 80s music and stuff. And then we would go to, we would order food. We would always get food from an Italian place, like subs and stuff. And we'd hang out at the pool. And at 7 o'clock, we would close it up. We'd play hide and go seek, or manhunt, we called it, in the apartment complex. And then we'd go to bed and do the whole thing over again. And I had an awesome tan, dude, in the summer. Like brown tan. Because I was outside all day. No sunscreen at all. Didn't put any sunscreen on. It's terrible. Do you put sunscreen on?
Yeah.
We have to do that, right? Because the sun's trying to kill us? Okay.
I once had my skin start peeling.
Oh, well, that happens, right? You burn and then it kind of peels.
It was real bad.
And then you kind of peel it, like, looks like you're changing into an alien.
Yeah.
So, Nate, summer vacation. Can I give you some advice?
Sure.
Okay. Eventually, when you get older, like me, you don't have summer vacation anymore. So enjoy it now. Is that fair to say?
Wait, for your new work, do you have work in the summer still?
I work all the time, Nate. I know. So mommy's a teacher, and then you guys are out of school. Once we come back from Disney, you guys are out for the next 2.5 months. It's about 2.5 months, right? July, August, and then, July and August. It's funny how your summer vacation is getting smaller and smaller. You know, in some countries, Nate, they go to school all year, and they get done early. Isn't that cool?
That's just bad.
Are you okay? Do you see yourself on the TV? Should I have covered that thing? Pulled the whole screen back so you would have saw it?
If you want to subscribe, click on me.
All right, hyperlink. I'm still trying to figure out on the YouTube channel how I'm going to put all the stuff, Nate, on the screen. Like, you know, Nate's a big fan of YouTube with Dude Perfect and stuff. I'm sure you parents out there know Dude Perfect. Guys throw pencils in the air and they land like that, right? Yay, Dude Perfect, right? After they record it over and over again.
They do other stuff.
They do? Okay, that's cool. All right. Anything else you want to say to my audience about summer vacations?
Mom says we might not go to Pittsburgh.
So we don't. What about we just play it by ear? You know what that means?
What?
We just do whatever, like we're doing this weekend.
What do you mean?
We're just playing it by ear. You ever hear that term?
No.
Play it by ear? I don't know where the ear comes from. Listeners, go on YouTube or online and send me a direct message anywhere you can find me and tell me what that means. I prefer to connect with people with information rather than looking it up on myself because that's how, you know, when I was a kid and I wanted to learn stuff, I actually had to go up and look it up, like in a book. Go to the library. Actually look in a car catalog. You know what that is? What? You don't know what that is.
No, I know.
It's like the internet in a drawer. That's all it is. Right, you look by author, subject, title. Okay, so that's what's been happening since my last episode posted. Now, what's up with what can my audience anticipate in future episodes? What are we going to have on the show?
I don't know.
What? Okay, great. So I know we haven't talked about it yet. Maybe that's where we're waiting for the show. So we're going to have episode. I know my original intent was to have Dewey over and do this, but I my boy here, being that his sister was on the show, we talked about dance back in 2015, and she was 9. Now he's 9.
When did you start?
What, podcasting?
Yeah.
January 2015, buddy. Oh. It's a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
And at this pace, we're probably going to do this for another 6 years. So by the time you're in college.
I'll be.
And guess what I'm going to do when I'm done? Come here, I'll tell you a secret. Is that cool? Think I could do that? I'll have enough stuff to talk about, right? Okay, great. So your sister was on the podcast. I thought it'd be great if you could help me out. But originally our intent was to have Dewey on the show. So Dewey was going to hang out with me here. And we have a really interesting topic, Nate. You want to know what it is?
What?
The universe. The things the universe tells us. We're going to have to edit that out. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to have to do that. So, yeah, Dewey's going to be here for episode 59, which we're going to record next weekend. And then episode 60, we're going to have friends. You know them, right? The Sackos? They're going to be here? No, not them.
Okay,
not them. Yeah, not them. We're going to have Brooke and Jim. Brooke and Jim are proprietors of the Vinyl Brewing Company. We're a big fan of breweries here on the TDI podcast.
Do they have kids?
No, they don't. They don't. Well, they do. I don't know if the girls, they have daughters. I don't know if they're old enough.
Okay.
Or they're as old as you. No, I'm going to go to their place. So we're going to go. They're renovating a place in Hamilton, the small town we live in, South Jersey, and they're going to build their brewery. And they said everything's going to be set up enough that I could go and record out of there. And hopefully, if I have permission, I'm going to bring this camera and we're going to videotape it too. It's not going to be here. It's going to be there. But we're going to talk about how do you take something that you start as something being creative, a hobby, and turning it into a profession, which is most in line with a lot of things that happen here, and I have no idea. See, now this studio is right underneath my kitchen sink, so I don't know what is that? It's you're probably your sister taking a shower. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Well, the power of editing, I'll be able to get that out. Again, this is still very new. Really enjoying this space. What's up?
Comment down below if you're a big fan of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay, great. You direct message Nathan if you're a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. I don't know I think some people in Pittsburgh listen to the show. I think that works.
The Steelers.
You want it? This is a really short mini-sode. You want to take it home?
What do you mean?
Where can people find the pod? Take it home. There's another thing I said. So we got play it by ear, which you just learned. That means just wing it, right? Just do whatever comes to your mind, and then take it home. Finish it up. Huh. So what do you want to do? Tell the audience, where can they find the podcast? What's the name of the podcast?
TDI Podcast.
What's the full name?
The Dependent Independent Podcast.
And where can they find the podcast?
On your website or YouTube.
Cool. You can check it out on YouTube. You can Google The Dependent Independent, and I'm sure you'll find unless you find, there's science, dependent variables. You know what that is? Have you learned that in chemistry yet? Is it chemistry? No? I got to go back to school. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at dependent_Nick. We post a lot of images from the show. Again, a lot of content to kind of move us forward to episode 200. Thank you for joining us in the studio. I hope everything works out, Nate. The lighting looks good, right? We're good? Okay, we'll get this on the web. Anything else you want to share with my audience before we sign off? This is a perfect mini-sode, man. Right under the wire. Boom. Nothing? A little bit different than your sister, man. I like that. She was talking too much. All right. Thanks again for downloading and listening, everyone. We're going to start doing that right now. Rather than stereotyping and having my listeners and subscribers, I'm just going to change it up and now it's everyone. Because with anything that you're doing, any type of journey, you're going to evolve on the way to your destination. So that's what we're going to do. So thank you, everyone, for downloading and listening to Minisode 58 and a half. 58 and a half. What's up?
Don't forget to subscribe and follow him on Facebook.
Yeah, follow me on Facebook. And you can subscribe so every time these shows, these minisodes, and our full episodes hit our feed, they'll hit your podcast app on your iPhone or your Android, whatever it is, and you can listen to it on Tuesday. When they mow the lawn, that's usually what they do. When they're walking in the grocery store, when they're curing cancer, finding world peace.
Wait, when's the cancer walk?
Well, I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
And take care of your fellow man, especially remembering for Memorial Day all those folks that were brave and lost their lives in the line of duty. And a line of duty, it could be anything that. So find someone, and especially find a veteran. I know this isn't Veterans Day, but find a veteran and thank them for their service.
Grandpa's a veteran.
Grandpa is too. We got a lot of veterans in the family. Let's not. We got to end the show, man. Is that cool? We can talk after. We call it sidebar. Is that cool? We sidebar it. All right, thanks for downloading, everyone. Minisode 58.5.
Shout-outs to Andrew McCutcheon.
Andrew McCutcheon, if you listen to the show over in Pittsburgh, DM us up. We out? And we are out.